One of the original Avengers, one of the most popular Marvel characters, a movie that kept us waiting for over a year, and the first Marvel movie since Spider-Man Far From Home, which was 2 years ago. Black Widow. So I watched Black Widow. I was so damn excited because the last Marvel movie I watched in the theater was Spider-Man Far From Home, and the last movie I watched in the theater was Frozen 2. Going to the theater in such a long time, I was just very excited. So Black Widow wasn't a bad movie, but I don't know, it wasn't great either. But there were some parts that really disappointed me. And I was going to make this spoiler-free review, but I guess it's too late for that. So this review will include a little bit of spoilers. Alright, so let's begin with the intro scene. The intro scene was really epic. I really liked that. When the opening credits showed up like that, I was really excited because I love this kind of intros. But where I did think it was too long, I still liked it. So the story was okay, but not really. I mean, I've seen some reviews that said this movie reminded them of The Winter Soldier, and knowing The Winter Soldier is arguably the best Marvel movie ever, I was really excited. And it did at some point, but the story and the way they told it were not even close to The Winter Soldier. The story was really weak compared to the tone of the movie and the potential it had. The next thing I didn't really like about the movie was the villain. One of the things I was most excited about was the Taskmaster because they kept it so secretive. But as you guys all know, Taskmaster is really disappointing. And they made him or her a joke. I really don't think, I don't get why they had to hide it in the first place, because it was really disappointing. And Taskmaster's power to imitate others' powers, they really didn't show much of that either. The ones we saw in the trailers, that was it. And the Draco is such a one-dimensional villain, because the reason why we love Vulture, Killmonger, Zemo, and Thanos so much is because even though they are villains, they aren't just villains that exist for heroes to shine. They have characters. Vulture didn't leave Spider-Man's identity because he has a sort of respect for Peter. Killmonger came to Wakanda for revenge, then dropped his one last tear as he slowly died watching the beautiful sun of Wakanda. And Thanos, even though he's the strongest opponent the Avengers have faced so far, he wasn't heartless. He showed his respect towards Stark and Rogers when they bravely fought against him. He sadly told Wanda he knows how she feels when she had to kill Vision. And the Mad Titan himself cried as he watched his daughter fall for the Soul Stone he needed to fulfill his destiny. So those are all the villains Marvel gave us in Phase 3. But look what they have given us in the first movie of Phase 4. A villain who thanks Natasha for blowing up his daughter so he could turn her into a weapon. Not to mention, a woman hater. I mean, seems like a lazy writing to me. And the Red Room that hid from Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. all those years being destroyed because their engine broke from a bullet is such a stupid writing, and it's really disappointing. Also, am I the only one who thought Rose would show up more than just 1 minute? Him showing up only 1 minute reminded me of Batman in the Suicide Squad. Anyway, also I expected to see at least Sam Wilson when Natasha showed up in her Infinity War look. I mean, we still don't know how Natasha joined Captain's crew. But really, well, I guess that's okay. But what really disappointed me is the Budapest. The thing about Budapest they mentioned since Avengers 1 being answered by Natasha in just 2 seconds was really disappointing. I mean, we already knew Natasha was with Hawkeye in Budapest, didn't we? So they waited all those years to show Budapest just to tell us something we already knew? And they don't really show much about Natasha's past. I mean, they show us more on what Black Widow has to deal with rather than showing us what she had to deal with several years ago. So, me, who expected to see more of her past, was kind of disappointed. And the other thing I want to mention is the action scenes. Yes, the action scenes were fine, but not more than that. It might be the poor editing that reminds me of Mulan 2020, but I felt like the action scenes were not really good. I know the action scenes were decent, but it's nothing compared to the action scenes Marvel gave us over the years. This is literally a spy movie, and I'm not even talking about any other spies here, I'm talking about Black Widow. This movie is literally a movie about Black Widow, but her action scenes were way better in Iron Man 2, Avengers, The Winter Soldier, and Civil War. And well, I really liked Yelena. Yeah, her poser jokes were hilarious, but the Red Guardian, his jokes were really disappointing. I mean, I think they could have gone way deeper about the Red Room instead of giving us weird Red Guardian jokes, but what they did was what they did. So this movie was kind of disappointing. I find it hard to say it was a great movie, but this movie was good enough, and yeah, it wasn't more than that. So I guess I'm giving this movie 6.5 out of 10. This movie was good, but could have been so much better. But it was still nice being able to see a brand new Marvel film in a theater. And thank you Scarlett Johansson for playing this amazing character called Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, for over a decade. I mean, truly, there's no Natasha Romanoff without her. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. And if you guys enjoyed this review, like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I guess I will see you in the next one, which is going to be Loki review. Yeah, see you then. Goodbye. Wow.
Wow.